Hello, everybody. Okay, I am waiting for Jackie to come on and join us. She is a breast cancer survivor, and I cannot wait for her to share with us why or what she's doing to stay healthy in this time post cancer. So I'm just gonna wait for her to jump on. So hi guys, so that I can invite her on and get her on live. Hi David, good to meet you. See you. Haven't seen you in a while. So whenever she's ready, she's gonna hop on and I will invite her on so that we're both on live. And again, we're going to be talking about breast cancer survivor Jackie and what she's doing to stay healthy and fit. So let me invite her on. There she is. I see her. Can't join the session, Jackie. You're going to have to get off of the whatever you're using to broadcast. It's not working. Who's Randy D? I know you ain't loving me, baby. All right, I'm gonna text her really quick too. So stay on, everybody. She's trying to get on. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to lose you guys. I'm hoping she can jump on. Jackie, I know you're still watching. I can't bring you on. We can't join your broadcast at this time for some reason. Oh, she's back on. So I'm gonna try to invite you, but it won't let me. Oh no. Come on, Jackie. Get on, baby. There she is, invite. Okay, we'll see if this works. So earlier today, I have to be careful with my tripod because now it's a two-pod. It fell off the counter and broke one leg off. So, Jackie, if you're broadcasting on your end, I need you to shut it down because it's not working. Okay, so I'm going to start talking and hopefully Jackie can get on. I'll be watching for her to ask to get on because I've invited her, but it says, oh, I'm adding you. Adding, it's coming, she's coming. Until she gets here, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've been researching and doing my, and educating myself. I listened to a Bulletproof podcast earlier today and learned all kinds of, oops, sorry, babe, just elbowed her in the head. Learned all kinds of really cool information. Oh,
I'm here.
There you are.
Yay.
You're on.
Yay.
Hi. Good to see you.
Awesome.
I'm glad it worked. Did you hear about my tripod situation?
You're good. You're good. I just have mine propped up on the computer here. I had to use my phone. It wouldn't let me use the computer for some reason.
Yeah, it won't. So anyway, we have people on. We had several more. Hopefully they jump back on.
Okay, good.
I was going to go through some other stuff that I was just listening to, but I want to hear about your story. Talk to us.
Okay. I've been in fitness all my life, pretty much. I started teaching fitness classes back in the Jane Fonda days with the leg warmers and all that stuff. So it's just been a huge part of my life. And hi, Sylvie, I see you there. That's one of my friends. And I was going along living my life, thinking everything was great. And then in August of 2015, I was diagnosed with stage 3C breast cancer. And it just really shook me to my core, because I didn't think that I would get breast cancer, because I didn't have any of the risk factors. I was healthy. I had the right weight. I didn't smoke, didn't drink hardly at all, and I had no history in my family.
Aww.
So I was shocked. And my oncologist, she was awesome. She walked me through, she said, you don't really need to change anything right now. Just, let's get through. I had 20 weeks of chemo. I had a mastectomy and radiation. And she told me to reduce my carbs and to eat moderate protein. She didn't mention healthy ketosis or anything like that at that point. She just said, lower your carbs and increase your protein, or moderate protein. And I was kind of trained to do that. And I went along, and during chemo, I gained 20 pounds. I ate, and I didn't really change my diet a whole lot. I ate a lot of comfort foods. And then when I was finished with my treatments, I decided to take my life back and work on my health and trying to get my life back and my energy. And it's been a struggle. I got back down to almost where I was weight-wise before I had cancer, which was in the 130s, 134, 135. Could never, ever get lower than that. And I was okay with that, although I wanted to weigh less. I know that it's not all about the number on the scale, but yet it is in a way, because I just could not budge. And it was a little frustrating, but I thought, okay, this is my happy weight. This is where I'm going to be. And I was more concerned with getting my energy back. When I went to my scan a year ago, why she said, well, the spot on your lung, it's not any bigger. We're going to keep monitoring. And I'm like, whoa. Spot on my lung, that you didn't tell me there was a spot on my lung. Well, we don't really know what it is. It's too small to test. It won't show up on scan. It shows on a CT scan spot. It could just be 4 in my lungs. She said they're common in the Midwest. It hasn't changed shape or size, but we're going to watch it. And the breast cancer that I had is triple negative, which it is the most aggressive of the breast cancers. And I can't say it's worse, because it's all bad, but it is the most aggressive, and it has the highest recidivism rate. For 5 years, I think it's like 38%. If you get past that 5 year, you go down lower than the general population. So after she told me about the spot on my lung, I kind of was freaking out. And I thought, what? And she said, well, they did tell me about it before, but I guess it just, went over my head. So I had my next scan in February, I had one in the fall, and same thing. And I was like, all right, I really need to change what I'm doing. And that's when she had mentioned the diet again, the healthy ketosis, and had told me different things to read, and talked about intermittent fasting and how that is good for cancer patients, because it helps keep your insulin spikes from spiking. I wish I had $1 for everyone that sent me a message when I was diagnosed about, don't eat any sugar, eat arsenic, what's those pill, like it was arsenic basically. They were like telling me to eat all these different things, and it was like apricot seeds. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna just sit and eat apricot seeds. I wish something like that would get rid of my cancer. I think our diet plays a lot in it, and definitely cancer responds to insulin. If you have a history of cancer, or you have it yourself in your family, you want to minimize your insulin spikes. You want to not be doing what we have been taught to do our entire life, which is eat 3 meals with 3 snacks. Because every time you eat, you are changing your insulin. It goes up and down, and you don't want that.
No.
So it's try to keep it steady. It's going to go up, the twice when you eat, but you want to try to keep it from spiking around. And it's hard to do, but yet it's not. It's very easy when you have your mindset to get to it. I didn't change it all at once. I changed one at a time. And truth, the healthy ketosis part, I'm fascinated with learning more and more about how our body reacts to food and how our body does in ketosis. I'm amazed at how I feel now that I'm in ketosis, and I'm staying in ketosis. That's the big.
So what led you to really dig deep into the ketogenic diet?
Thinking about the spot on my lung, and I had 18 lymph nodes that had cancer in them. And one of them is right in my chest, right here, and they cannot remove it because of where it's at. But they did kill the cancer with chemotherapy. The spot is right next to it. And that kind of makes me freak out a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And at the encouragement of my oncologist, I really started investigating the healthy ketosis. And she had been telling me about it for a couple of years, and I just didn't really grasp it. And at first, all she was saying was, eat lower protein, eat lower carbs, and, moderate protein, cut your sugars down and just do that. Basically, it's a healthy ketosis. It's not the Atkins diet of the 80s or 90s, whenever that fad was out. It's just good for you, and it's not that hard to follow. However, if you are trying to be fully in ketosis, it's easy to get thrown out of ketosis because you have one meal that your carbs are too high and you're out for 5 or 6 days. And then you have to struggle to get back in. And that was where I'm at this point. So,
Okay, so what did you think when you first heard of exogenous ketones? So you did all your research on the diet, and you were doing okay, right?
I was doing okay. I lost some weight, and it was last fall, and I really didn't even try it over the holidays. I just forgot about it. And then come January, I really tried. And somebody had told me about it, and I was like, you don't need to do that. Your body makes ketones, which it does.
Yeah.
And, I can do this on my own. I don't need exogenous ketones to be in ketosis. That's ridiculous. And after about 4 times of getting thrown out of ketosis, I said, okay, I want to try these. And I thought, I'll do it for 3 or 4 days and then get back in ketosis. And then if I get out of ketosis, I'll drink them again. And girl, I felt so good. It was like a fog had been lifted off of my head. I've had chemo brain ever since I went through chemo. It's a real thing. It's brain fog. I didn't really have brain fog before. I had chemo brain, and it's so hard to describe. It's where you're thinking. I got lost in my little town of Canton. 14,000 people here. I got lost one day, and you'd think it'd be impossible, but I did. And I haven't had chemo brain or that brain fog, and that was one of the first things that I noticed was, wow, I'm thinking really clearly, and I feel good. I just feel good. I had energy. I didn't have the slump during the day, and I just felt good. So I stayed on him.
Right.
And
okay.
I love it.
So are you now on the keto diet and also taking exogenous ketones?
Yes, I am. I mostly eat a ketogenic diet. I went on a cruise at the end of March, and that's what I was. I lost weight before that. I think I was like 133 when I went on my cruise, so I was down to exactly where I was when I diagnosed. And I thought, well, okay. and I took them with me on the cruise. And normally on a 7-day cruise, I'll gain 6 or 7 pounds because this girl eats her pastries on the cruise, had dessert every night. I ate, you know,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I don't deprive myself. And on a 7-day cruise, I only gained 2 pounds. So to me, that was a huge victory. But more importantly was the way that I felt. I felt good. And one day I gave one to my husband, and we had a busy day that day, and he thought it was just like an Energize or something that I made. He goes, oh, make me one of those. So I mixed it up and gave it to him. And at dinner that night, he said, you know, whatever you gave me, I feel pretty good, because we walked around and we went snorkeling all afternoon. And he said, I really didn't feel tired. So for somebody that takes a nap most days, that was a huge victory. So
Wow.
I was really impressed with that. So yeah, and I drink it every day since, and I feel good. You know, I got back from the cruise. By the end of the week, I was back down to where I was when I started, and it just kept dropping. You know, I actually saw a number under 130, and I was like blown away. I took a picture of the scales. You know, who does that? I did, you know, and down to 129, went down to 128, and it's now like 128.2, and it's crazy.
Wow.
Dropping. But really, I'm more concerned with how I feel.
Yeah.
I feel awesome. I don't feel tired. I don't have that slump in the middle of the day, and I sleep like a baby. Now, I was a good sleeper before. Anybody that has been on, you know, this girl can sleep. But you know, I go to sleep and I'll sleep 8 hours, 8.5 hours, sometimes 9, and I'll have no times waking up. You know, it's like, it's crazy. You know, I just feel good.
Oh, that's so nice to hear.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously it changed your mind because you started feeling really
Yes.
good. So what did your doctor say when you went back?
I took it before I started drinking it, I took it by my oncologist because I did not want to do something that was going to hurt me. I was not that concerned about losing weight that I was going to do something that would hurt me. And you know, they say, yeah, drink that, but they're like, there's nothing in that that's going to hurt you. Try it. You know, being in ketosis is good for you. It's excellent for a cancer patient. Try it. And I haven't turned back. So
that's so awesome, and I love your story, and thank you so much for sharing that with us.
welcome. You're welcome. I love it. I'm a firm believer. I am trying to eat a healthy ketogenic diet. Obviously, I have days where I don't, but I still have the benefits of being in ketosis by drinking the exogenous ketones, and it makes a huge difference. So yeah. Instead of poo-pooing it, like I really did poo-poo it, you know, but I love it.
You know what, Jackie? I did too for a while, probably a solid year. I was like, no way. Can you drink something that'll keep you in ketosis and you're going to feel amazing? Well, I finally changed my mind. I had a friend say, you have to try this. It's going to help with your depression and the anxiety that you're having right now and that stuff that you're going through. I kid you not, that same day I was like, boing! I was like so happy. And not that I forget about the stress that I have, you know, but it's there. I acknowledge it, but I can move on and function. And I'm doing well again. I'm like busy, focused. I have this mental clarity. It's awesome. So before you hopped on, I was talking about a podcast I was listening to on Bulletproof, and there was an oncologist speaking about the ketogenic diet and how most oncologists now are talking to their patients about a ketogenic diet.
Yes.
His name was, he's a neurosurgeon, Dr. Chris Smith. He was saying how half of his staff, of his surgeons at his hospital, are all now on the ketogenic diet and also fans of exogenous ketones. So that's a big plus. They were also talking about a lot of hospitals having these meals to offer. And it's awesome because I mean, I remember years ago walking in, you know, when my mom used to have all these babies. Well, she had 5. But you know, we would go into the cafeteria and it was truly cafeteria food, and they still have these vending machines with a bunch of junk. And it's sad. So he was saying that now in his department, most are on the ketogenic diet, and they all have the ability to go into their cafeteria and order very healthy meals. So that's really good to hear. And St. Joseph's Hospital is one of those hospitals that I know for a fact carry really good food. Kaiser Permanente does as well. I've been in Kaiser a few times, and every time I go in there, I have no problem choosing something healthy and that I enjoy eating. So
well, I think especially with the triple negative breast cancer, as aggressive as it is and with a high rate, I need to do everything I can to put my body in fighting mode to try to not encourage those cancer cells to grow and spread. So I feel like that's my driving force, is to try to keep myself healthy. And like you said, most of the oncologists that are, you know, staying up with the times, and most of them are recommending the ketogenic diet. Now, they may not use those words, but they will tell you reduce your carbs, eat moderate protein, try to decrease your sugar. They have told me that from the very beginning. I know I saw a specialist up at the University of Chicago, and he told me the same thing. I was actually trying to get a lymph node transplant because I was suffering from lymphedema in my arm. And I went up and I met with Dr. Chang up there, and there was only 4 doctors that do this transplant. And one of the things that they did tell me was to eat the healthy ketogenic diet. I was trying to get the transplant, and I had insurance issues, which I'm not going to go into. And then I ended up getting an infection that needed surgery. It had nothing to do with the cancer. I had poison ivy that abscessed and had to have surgery. And they're like, we can't touch you for 6 months now. And then some other stuff happened where the insurance had made it impossible to get this. So I am trying to control this with exercise and diet. I wear my sleeve when I work out. And I also think that reducing the inflammation is helping. And I do the massage to drain my lymphatic system. But I definitely think that the ketogenic diet is helping control my lymphedema also. And Dr. Chang up at the University of Chicago did recommend that to me when I was up there. So I'm just trying to follow all their advice and do what I can. So,
right.
Love it. I feel great, and I feel like I'm doing something instead of sitting back and worrying about, you can't worry about it, and you just have to do what you need to do to try to put your body in the best shape that it can be to fight it off. That's what I'm
Inside
doing.
and outside, for sure. So,
Yep.
well, thank you so much for sharing your story. And for all our viewers who have more questions, please go ahead and put those in the comments, and Jackie or myself will get back to you. If you're one of Jackie's friends or family, you know where to get the exogenous ketones from her. And if you're one of my friends or family watching right now, thank you guys for being on. You know how to get in touch with me. We love this product and can't say enough about it. It's been really something amazing in my household. I'm still trying to get my son to be a little bit more consistent with drinking it, so to help his ADHD, and hopefully this summer we can get him off his medication and only on our ketones. The ketogenic diet he probably won't stick to, but if he can stick to 1 drink a day, that would be amazing. So, well, thank you, Jackie. Do you have anything else to say?
No, just that, I love it. I think that the combination of my husband's making faces at me, of the diet and the exogenous ketones and the intermittent fasting, I think all just goes together, and especially if you're a cancer patient or you have it in your family, it's, reach out to me, let me talk to you or Sally, and it's worth a try, just try it. You'll be, I did poo-poo it, but it's amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, you guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.